Welcome to the Market Front Lines. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk. Today we're diving into the heart of the critical minerals sector, a space where geopolitics, market volatility, and the future of electrification collide. Now, sitting with us today is Tony Sage, the CEO of Critical Metals Corp, a company that's been making waves with its ambitious projects in Greenland and Austria. Now, with that, also lately, there has been quite a lot of controversy, with headlines questioning its strategic moves and financial maneuvers. And we're here to set it all straight and put it on the table right now. So, Tony, thank you for joining me. I know that it's a tough go out there, but thank you again, and let's just get it all straightened out.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Now, Tony, I'm going to address the elephant in the room right out of the gate here. Your company's shares surged over 75% following reports that the Trump administration was considering taking an equity stake in Critical Metals. However, a White House official later denied these reports. So can you clarify what exactly happened here? And was there ever serious consideration for this investment, or was it more just speculative?
I think it's all speculative. We had no comment on the article that came out by Reuters, I think, after market on Friday. We had nothing to do with that. In fact, the journalist rang me and I said no comment. We have a very, very good relationship with the administration, the current administration. We've applied for DPA funding. We've already received $120 million US in Exim Bank loan. So we have no problem with the US government. Now, I think a lot of people are confused. We're not a US company at all. We are a foreign company listed on the NASDAQ. So maybe, and I don't know this for fact, maybe that's why equity investment is off the table, but definitely not on the loan front and definitely not on the grant fund. So we've applied for a DPA funding. And hopefully we will get that. But on the equity side, we understand what the White House is saying. I don't know the reason. I assume it's because we're a foreign company.
Right. Well, that's a great answer. And thank you so much for just clarifying it once and for all. I know that you've had some significant developments go through as well. Now, moving on to another topic that is definitely still under scrutiny as well. Your recent $35 million PIPE financing. Now, this move has raised some eyebrows, especially considering the current market conditions. What was the strategic rationale behind this decision? And second part, how do you respond to critics who view this as a sign of now financial instability?
No, that's incorrect. I mean, we wanted one shareholder. It's a large institution out of the United States, very, very big in the rare earth space. In fact, they've done this with 3 or 4 other rare earth companies. So they want to be the biggest investor in the rare earth space on the NASDAQ. They identified our company as one that strategically can supply the ore. Most of the other investments in the United States as rare earth companies are processing, but they'll need ore. And we're the only ones that they targeted for this investment. So I think the only controversy is because we were trading at $11, we did the placement at $7. So I think that was the main issue with a lot of shareholders. Why did we do it at such a deep discount? You've got to remember we were trading at between 6 and 8 all week, and it was only because of that article that went out that zoomed our share price up, as you say, 75% on that day when we announced it. So it was quite a timing issue, if you like. But we're very happy with the investor. We're very happy now that we can continue on with our plans in Greenland.
Again, great insights and great clarification on that one. Now, in addition to that financing, I know that your company has been involved in various high-profile transactions, including the acquisition of the Tanbreeze rare earth project in Greenland. So with such significant investments, how do you ensure that Critical Metals maintains that financial stability and still delivers that value to its shareholders?
Yeah, look, it's a tough ask. I mean, in this market, but look, the space that we're in, and the strategic importance of Greenland to the United States. As you know, President Trump has at least 5 times now tried to buy Greenland off Denmark. I mean, that's not on the table, but you can just see the strategic importance. Now, there's 2 reasons for that strategic importance. One is military bases. I think you'll see that the US wants to put a base up in the top half of Greenland to control the Arctic, and one in the southern Greenland to control the North Atlantic. So that's something that the United States will do with the Greenland government, obviously with Danish approval. But the second main reason is the rare earths deposits that are in Greenland. As we all know, the big elephant in the room for the world is that China controls 97%. It should never have been allowed to happen. It's happened over 20 or 30 years because the West just didn't want to put plants, mainly for environmental reasons, in their own backyard. And now the world is suffering. China has a grip on that supply chain. So, and you've seen in the last few months with the trade war that China's now stopped the export of terbium, hafnium, gallium, etc., etc. So the West, not only the United States, but the West desperately needs a supply of rare earth concentrate. And Greenland is a fantastic place to start. We're not going to process in Greenland. There's not enough people. There's not enough power. But we'll be able to extract the mineral, turn it into a concentrate, and ship that to the United States, or in fact the EU, if there is a processing facility available to do the downstream processing in any of the EU countries.
Well, let's lean further into that project as well. Then the deposit is one of the largest rare earth resources globally. Now, with that, you also touched on some environmental impact there. And so the concerns there are still the environmental impact around that and the project's feasibility. So how do you address these concerns, and what steps are you taking to ensure that project is successful?
The fantastic news for us on the environment, and we've already got our mining exploitation license, as you know, and we already passed all the Greenland and Danish environmental laws. But 400,000 years ago, this area of Greenland, the ice retracted, the glaciers, and it's just denuded a whole lot. There's not one animal. There's no flora. And if you look at pictures of our site, it's just bare rock. So on the environmental front, all we're going to do is remove that rock, and you will see nothing. There's no tailings dam. There's no real waste. I mean, the material is so robust that we'll be able to extract 97% of the rock, the bare rock. So very, very little waste. And there's absolutely no use of chemicals in the process, in the extraction of the ore. So on the Greenland front, where we're mining, fantastic. Also, when the glaciers retracted, they gouged out all these beautiful fjords. So a Panamax-sized ship can come in off the North Atlantic, come into the fjord, turn around. The ore body sits 2 meters from the shoreline. So there's no need for rail. There's no need for roads. So we're just going to go in there, excavate, take the ore out, put it in the ship and take it out. So the Greenland government has given us a big tick. Where you do have issues with the environment is on the downstream processing. And we've got to really choose a site, or the US government or the EU government have got to choose a site where they're happy for that processing to take place. But rest assured that both governments are really trying very hard to do this, and that's why there's so much investment going into rare earths, because if you don't do it, China's going to control 97% of the world's supply forever.
Right. So given the scale of that project, is the biggest challenge what you just spoke of? Is that what you anticipate? And if so, I mean, you touched a little bit on it. Are there other challenges that you can anticipate going forward? And how is the company going to prepare to overcome them?
Look, the challenges in Greenland are negligible. It's a fantastic site. Like I said, it's 2 meters from the shore of the fjord, where the ore is. We've got a town 10 kilometers away, 3,500 people. So it's the second largest city in Greenland. It's on the southern tip. It doesn't get past -5 Celsius, which a lot of European cities in New York get to -10, 20, 30 degrees Celsius. So it's quite mild because it's on the southern tip. So on that front, logistics-wise, there's a brand new international airport that's just been built 10 kilometres away. At the moment, it's a little bit difficult to get to our site, but once that airport opens up in March next year, it's an international airport, so that's going to be fantastic for us. So the Danish government built that airport, and it's going to open up the whole of the southern part of Greenland. Once the ore is on the boat and it moves, the difficulty then is the processing side. So we've just signed 2 agreements, one with Ucore to transport that into the United States. So we've signed agreements for 25% only of our ore body, so we've still got 75% to sell. And the processing will take place Ucore's facilities in Louisiana. So again, very easy for the boat to get there and rail it up to their site. So the environmental approvals for that plant is where most of the logistics and difficult problems may arise. But at the moment, Ucore have got the permission. They're building the plant, and they should be ready by the time we're ready to mine.
Amazing. Let's shift focus here a little bit and go over to your European operations. The Wolfsberg lithium project in Austria is touted as Europe's first fully permitted lithium mine. Now, what are the key milestones for this project, Tony, and how does it fit into your critical metals broader strategy?
Yeah, look, it's only everything is done. As you said, it's fully permitted. We've got our environmental licenses. It's underground. The mine is already built, so there's no need to shift dirt, if you like. All we have to do is build a concentrate plant, and that's it, and we're ready to go. However, as we all know, the EV market has collapsed in Europe. Sales are down. BMW, Volkswagen, and BMW. All of them are trying to lobby the German government to extend the non-use of internal combustion engine cars because the market isn't there. So what that's done is reduce the price of lithium. And we're ready to go as soon as that happens. Now, in the last 3 or 4 months, the lithium price has moved up, with Tesla now going to, according to Elon Musk in his last annual report, they're going to build 100 million of these robots. All of them need lithium-ion batteries. There's 16 or 17 companies in China that are doing the same. So I think you'll see a trend of lithium to go up. And as soon as it hits a certain price, we will start commencing the mining in Austria.
So continuing on with that project, then, how do you plan to navigate the regulatory landscape in Europe? Are you looking at partnerships?
I've had this project since 2012 in various different companies. It's now on the NASDAQ. So we've really conquered all of that. It's taken a long time. But we finally got, I think it was late last year, our full environmental license. So all the regulatory issues have been resolved over that period of 12, 13 years. It's a long time. In Australia, it takes about 3 years to get all this done, but it's taken that long. But we're ready to go. The only reason we're not mining now is because of the lithium price.
Fair enough. Now, Tony, I want to just bookend this conversation with all the recent developments as well as the controversies surrounding critical metals. How do you plan to rebuild investor confidence, ensure the company's long-term success now?
Look, I think we've done that already. It's taken a few days. I mean, our stock price after the White House announcement took a little bit of a battering, but we had a fantastic last 2 days. I think we closed last night at a market cap of $1.2 billion. We had over $2 billion worth of trading in our stock in the last 2 days. So I think we've built investor confidence back up quite quickly. I think the market did realize that after a while that we are a foreign company and maybe not be allowed to take direct equity investments, but still on the table. We've already received the Exim loan, but still on the table is the DPA funding. And we've only asked for 30 million, but 30 million will go a long way in helping us get the mine up and operating.
Absolutely. Tony, it's been so great sitting with you and just putting it all on the table. Thank you again for your time, and come back soon.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Again, that was Tony Sage, CEO of Critical Metals Corp, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol CRML. Now, for more information about all their stories and their progress, head over to criticalmetalscorp.com. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk, and this is the Market Front Lines. We'll see you next time.